Hi, welcome. Welcome. Welcome to Room for Prayer. If you haven't already subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Welcome, you're welcome. I haven't done a live in a while, but I was just inspired to do so. And yeah, I'm actually in upstate New York. Thank you for subbing. Yeah, I just had the thought, well, just to check in with people to see how their week went. And also just to, I hope you get a lot of us, ma'am. You look just like oh, I do. I'm not a grandma though. I do. Let me see. Okay. Thank you though. Yes, we do have a twin, somebody that's out there. Yeah, but I wanted to check in with you guys and just kind of just talk about things that are going on. And I don't specifically, no, no, you didn't do anything wrong. No, I'm sorry. I apologize for kind of saying it the wrong way. No way. But I wanted to not to necessarily talk about world events but to see how you guys are doing regarding things that you're interfaced with, regarding things that occur on a daily basis, where you're living, where you're working, what you're doing. How are you adjusting to any change that may occur in your world? That's what I want to talk. I don't want to specifically talk about, oh, we may be going to war or we may not be going to war. No, I just want to talk about how are you guys doing? Are you at peace? Are you in a disposition? Are you in a position where you can say that regardless of what is going on outside or inside or wherever, that you, oh, thank you, yes, that you feel a sense, a degree of peace inside, so that the turmoil that may arise from time to time, whatever that is, because I was thinking, I really did some hard driving this weekend. I actually came back from, a different country. Actually, I drove. Well, obviously it's bordered, and I drove like I would say 8 hours, may or probably hours. But and of course I took the coffee. I took a really strong coffee and from what's it, Dunkin' Donuts, and so I was able to drive through, but not just the coffee. I made a decision that I just needed to go ahead and get from point A to point B, and I I want to report and I want to thank God for His faithfulness and for His direction because it's not something that everybody I encourage people to do. Everybody's walk in life is different, but for me, I really had such a good time driving back last night. Actually the previous yeah the previous night because I came back like early Saturday morning and I was inspired to just listen to music. I had like a really nice playlist, and then I was able to pray and meditate. Pray and meditate. So I almost feel like it was meant for me to do that because it was kind of like my alone time with God and just fellowshipping and just reflecting on his goodness and reflecting on all the wonderful things that he has done. And it wasn't something that I planned. It's just something that just happened. I didn't make a list and say, this is what I have to do, but I am so grateful that I was able to be in that space. Do me a favor if you can like the stream and share because There are 5 people in the stream and only 3 likes, and what it does, and now we only have 2, so they're falling like flies, I guess. But that's okay. I'm still going to go ahead and do what I'm inspired to do. It's quite okay. And so I just considered that like me time, like alone time, where I was able to kind of just address my needs, address what God wanted me to do. Yeah. So have you guys had thank you. Have you guys had moments like that in your life when, there are things that came up that were impromptu, and you just, you kind of take a different course, like you're originally where you were going to go, you were on one path, right? And then all of a sudden things got switched up. So that's how it was for me. That's how it was for me. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. So yeah, that's basically how it was for me this weekend. And sometimes I like doing impromptu things. I mean, it's not too bad. I know like some people are kind of somewhat insecure. They have to have like a plan. And I don't want to say because they have to have a plan that they're insecure. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is that sometimes you have to have a degree of flexibility, in a wise way, so to speak. When I say in a wise way, using wisdom, so to speak. And so that's what I mean by that, because then you kind of, oh, you're from Wisconsin. Nice. Nice. Yeah, because then you kind of open up yourself for change, to the possibility of just kind of getting yourself into a different realm, into a different position, into you know, a place of balance where you need to be, as opposed to if you were not open and flexible, you would not be in a position of kind of knowing or seeing, more of the possibility of what could occur, or how things could be had you not, ventured out. That's all I'm saying. I am not saying I know it's very important to have a plan, right? And some people, if they don't have a plan, they're out of sorts. They're quite out of sorts, so to speak. And that's all I'm saying is sometimes we need the little wiggle wobble, wiggle room, so to speak, to be able to be in a position to make whatever necessary adjustments, in our lives, right? So that's what I considered, myself doing this weekend. I listened to being inspired by Father God, and I, drove. I, but I did it in a way knowing that, listen, like if at any point that I needed to stop, right, that I would have to do that. Obviously, I'm not going to drive and jeopardize my life and so forth. But while I wanted to get to point B at a certain time or whatever the case is, I knew that I needed to do it in a safe position and in a safe space. And so I just kind of look at it, well, I just showed up and I let God do the rest. That's kind of how I look at it. And knowing fully well that, at any point in time, if I needed to take a break and stop and say, okay, I'm going to have to go to a rest stop or a hotel or whatever, I would have to do that. But I really liked the peace and the moment of being able to just listen, just have that me time of fellowshipping, of worshiping, of praying, of just listening and allowing myself to be guided. So yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining. I'm actually in front of the gym. I'm getting ready to, let's see who's here. Okay, somebody from Wisconsin. Thank you for subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you for the likes, the hearts. I'm originally from South America. I don't know if you're still in the stream, but yeah, that's where I'm from. Yeah, yeah. I've got to fix my hair. Somebody says I remind them. Oh, sometimes people will call me grandma in here. I don't care. I'm not a grandma, but yeah. They'll call me auntie. They'll be like, "Hi, auntie." I'm like, "Okay." Oh, I know another term that a lot of people use now. Uh, they'll say, "Hey, cousin. Hey, cousin." Like everybody's cousin. Yes. All right, great. Good seeing you guys, and thank you so much. You have a good rest of the week, and let's get in the habit of trying to report on our week. So maybe on next Sunday around this time, I'll try to do another stream, or if I'm led to do so. Yeah. Oh, Ron Phibbs. I'm still okay. Good. Being still is good. I'm yeah. Quiet is good. I find like sometimes, especially if you are around a group of people or whatever the case is, or if you go into a space, people automatically expect you to open your mouth and speak. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't have anything to say, I don't have anything to say. And the quiet moment, the quietness is good because that's part of what I was doing when I was driving back. All right, take care.